Welcome back to Scott Gaylor Demos. We are here today to talk to you about the LegendaryTones HOT MOD Mark II EVO. So why do I want to add a module to an already high gain amplifier? Kind of seems to go against the norm of what you're doing, right? This would be more for like a classic old school Plexi or JMP or something along those lines. Well, if you use, say, an 808 or any type of overdrive, and I have probably 50, 60 overdrives, including a KTR and a bunch of other cool stuff, they still compress the front end of the amp. It's changing things dynamically versus where you put a gain stage into an amp. When you look at the great builders, you know, Randall from Mesa Boogie, Mike Soldano, I mean, there's so many guys, Paul Rivera, the list goes on where they would place their gain stages and how it was all put together. But it's about finding that sweet spot with the gain stage, that kind of area where everything makes sense in there. And what you're going to be hearing today is very simple. There's no pedals. There's just a cable, and that's it. You do see the two notes up here, but that's where the two notes lives in my studio. So it'd be way too hard for me to unwire everything to shoot one video, considering how much I use that particular unit. So the Friedman's not on it, not going through it. That just lives there. Plus the blue matches all the blue lights. So kind of a cool thing, I guess. I don't know. We're going to leave that where that is. Now the simple part of this is you put it in, you turn your amp on, and you're good to go. It either works or it doesn't. And what I mean by that is, so this is a reverse wire one that goes inside the Friedman. You got to make sure that on the bottom of your module there's an R stamped in it. That shows that the wiring is reversed. That's for the Friedman stuff. For Marshalls and other amps, even Mesa Boogies, etc., you would use a traditional one, which is just regular wiring. And then, of course, there's the George Lynch one, which has an actual knob to adjust the gain. The way I'm using it now is the gain and the deep switch are both up, which are going to give it really tight low end and really high gain. But again, I don't have to push that preamp. You know what happens? You know, you push that preamp and it gets kind of soft and mushy, and it doesn't sound good. It almost gets fizzy, right? Low end loosens up. It doesn't sound good, right? We mistake gain and volume, and you know, you have to push all this stuff to get it through, and that's why we use gain pedals or distortion pedals or EQ pedals or anything that we want to go ahead and drive that signal. One of the biggest things with this is the noise floor, noise level, whatever you want to call it. When you use a pedal, particularly an overdrive pedal or a gain pedal, you are using the noise factor pedal of everything, right? It just adds noise. Every single one of them does. I don't care if it's an 808. I don't care if it's a actual Klon, a KTR. I don't care if it's a Boss Angry Driver. I don't care if it's a Keeley Fat Mod. You name the pedal, I own it, and they all add noise, right? And I love it and I hate it, because then I got to use gates and there's wiring and there's more stuff and 4-cable method and all the stuff you got to do to get everything the way you want it to do. This is simple. This is just the amp, cable, the thing. That's it. And the noise is nominal. You know, if you unplug the module, put your preamp tube in, put the module back in, your noise level from the amp isn't really going to be that much changed. Maybe a hair, but not enough to make you go, oh, well, I can't use this product. This isn't going to work for me. So now I'm going to get into some sound samples. I'm going to do some here with my Charvel. This is kind of a mutt. It's not a mutt. It's a SoCal that I put a pick guard on, had wired with 50 style cloth wiring, and a smooth taper pot with a JB style pickup. It's an extra hot JB, actually. I think it's an extra hot. It's a custom Seymour Duncan pickup of some sort. Real Floyd Rose Stone Tone rock block. Nothing crazy. This is something you could probably buy for, I don't know, $1,100-$1,200. Nothing too crazy. Then I'm going to play my custom shop Les Paul. It's a 1968 actual custom shop, custom from Nashville that I just got. I think it was made in 2022 or 2023. And you're going to be able to hear both things. The biggest thing I'm going to emphasize is the dynamics. This isn't going to be a look at me video, like look at my shreddy chops. This is going to be like, look what this does dynamically to the actual tone of what we're doing, the amp, you know, what we want most. Tone, death to bad tone, correct? That's a Tosin thing. That's a John Petrucci thing. That should be everybody's mantra, death to bad tone. Okay, so as you can probably hear, you can probably pick this up through my, I guess it's a lapel mic? I don't know. You can pick it up through the room mic itself. You can hear that there's a little bit of white noise. Nothing crazy, pretty standard stuff, right? I'm going to play some chords, some big chords, some wide dives, and then I'm going to back the volume off and show you how it cleans up. And then I'm going to do the same thing minus the whammy bar tricks with the Les Paul. All right, this is my 1968 Les Paul reissue custom shop. It is from Nashville. I just recently got it a few months ago. Actually took it to the John Petrucci guitar camp with me. I had it to show off to a few select people, but mostly I brought my Telecaster down when it came time to make noise. And this is it. It's got special 60s pickups in it that are only available in this guitar. They're not something that you can get separately. I'm not sure what they are, to be honest, and it's got 50s wiring, so you want all that into consideration. You can hear it's not a hell of a lot more noise. It's kind of the same as what the Charvel was, and the Charvel are high output pickups, and this isn't. So let's see where this goes. So there you go. That is the Legendary Tones Hot Mod V2 EVO. Now this is the reverse wire because we are using it in the Friedman Runt 50. So make sure that you get the right one for your amp. Now this is all about finding that sweet spot with this. I did a lot of experimentation with where my gain was at and where I was going to go deep switch, not deep switch, all that kind of good stuff. I'll put all my amp settings in the description so that you know exactly what I did. The tubes are stock. I haven't changed anything on that. And I'm running through a Mesa Boogie 212 with vintage 30s with a 421 and an SM57 on there. This is actually mic'd. There are no IRs on this. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I want to say thank you for stopping by. I want to say thank you to David and everybody at Legendary Tones for all their love and support, especially with everything new. Anytime they come out with something new, he's always really quick to hit me up and see what's going on, and I really, really love and appreciate that. And I know I've been away for a while. I'm glad to be back here on the old YouTubes, on the interwebs, and I will see you all very soon. Take care of one another. Be nice to one another. Love each other. Peace.